Are you new into pursuing something creative? Or have you been pursuing something creative and you feel just really alone? This video is for you. Here are 5 things that I wish that I knew about pursuing a creative field. And if you could, go ahead and click subscribe and like. Artist supporting artists. Yeah, pursuing creative interests since I was a kid. But when I was 16, I decided that I really wanted to make a career out of entertaining. So I sent in my headshots, resumes. I got a manager in New York City, and I would commute and audition in the city. And I went to American Academy of Dramatic Arts summer intensive program when I was 16, and that's kind of it started my love of entertaining. I love entertaining. I'm shy. If you meet me in person, sometimes it depends, but once I'm on stage, I just feel like I feel alive, as hacky as that is. But so when it came time to, after graduating high school, I was like, I have to do acting. Who doesn't have someone in the industry? I don't have any connections. Here are things that I wish that I knew. And if you already are pursuing a creative industry, perhaps you will feel less alone by me sharing these. What I wish I knew, number 5, is that you will be absolutely terrible. And, you know, I know this is positive. My goal is to be positive, but find the positive in the sense that if you're terrible, that's a good thing. That's great. Be terrible. Love being terrible. Fail upward. Aim to be bad. Like, I was so afraid of disrespecting the art form of comedy that there would be nights where I would just like write in a coffee shop for hours and then not feel ready to go up, and I would totally just ditch my goal of doing the mic and I would just run home because I didn't want to disrespect the art form of comedy. Well, guess what? There's no rules, really. There may be like a comedy, how to write comedy book, but there's, dude, comedy, the surface has been scratched with what comedy is, but I think there's so much left to the art form to be discovered. Anyway, so yeah, just, you're gonna be bad, and that's part of the process. Okay, I honestly, I don't know why I didn't know that I would be bad, but I just thought like I have to do great work. I was just so embarrassed of being bad that it gave me writer's block. It gave me procrastination issues. And then once I was like, you know what? I don't have to be great. I don't have to, like, I can go on stage and figure it out on stage. Like, take everything off the pedestal. Take people off the pedestal. Take your art off the pedestal. Just, it is what it is. You have to show people your art in order to progress. You really do. Like, get feedback. It may not be great. You may not get great feedback, and that's all part of the process. It's totally normal. I know, like, so many times I took me being terrible, like failing, as maybe I'm not cut out for this. Everybody who's like, oh, follow your passion, like, they make it seem like it is always a mind like water moment, in the sense that time erases and that's how you really know. And yeah, that's true, but also it's freaking hard, and it's not always going to be that mind like water moment. Which brings me to number 4, is practice hurts. No one taught me how to practice. I would practice, get frustrated, walk away, and think that I'm not cut out for it. And what I wish that I knew is it's going to be painful practicing. And you just gotta just drill through that tunnel to get to the light. because like anything, you could be practicing and then it clicks, and then you're like, oh, cool. But it's going to be painful. A lot of people quit because it's painful and they think they're not cut out for it. For example, I got my first guitar when I was 14. Do you know what a privilege that was? Like, I wish I knew what a privilege it was to have a guitar at age 14. Okay, so I'm practicing the guitar, and the book is like, you got to know how to read music. You got to learn, so I'm playing hard cross buns. I'm like, ugh, I just want to shred. And I would just get so annoyed. I'm like, I don't want to play this hot cross buns. And I would just walk away and I didn't pick it up. I thought I just wasn't born talented. The concept of being born with talent's BS. I mean, some people are for sure gifted in certain things, but also getting good, it takes grit, it takes practice. Say I deeply regret not sitting down for an hour a day. I mean, I could have been a great guitar player at this point in my life if I practiced every day since I was 14. That would have been great. So now here I am, older, and I'm practicing guitar, and it's like, it just makes me mad. It makes me bitter a little bit that I didn't take practicing serious back then. But I thought, if it's painful, I must not be meant for it. But what I'm saying is, if it's painful, just keep going. You're in the right place, okay? And number 3, what I wish I knew before going in a creative field is get a trade. Get a trade that you can trade, get a skill that you can trade people with. So, I went right into an acting conservatory after high school, but what I found when I lived in LA is that a lot of people who were editors or they were good at something, it's like, okay, cool, you're good at sound design, I'm good at editing, yeah, let's work together. You can collab so much easier with people, and if you have like a skill that you can work with people, you can collaborate with people, in which is such a great opportunity to make friends, because you don't want to go it alone. Because if you can go this path a little less alone, you'll be in such a better place. And I didn't have any tradable skills except my acting. So then also it kind of made me feel like worthless sometimes, which is sad, and that's my own thing. But sometimes I would get really hard on myself, yeah, so get a skill that is tradable. Nowadays, with access to Skillshare and Udemy and YouTube, you're in a good place to learn a particular skill. Okay, and number 2 is that know that you will be made fun of. Okay, as an artist, your art will be made fun of, and you can't avoid that. And I'm not trying to be negative, but what I'm saying is, embrace it as a positive. If you got trolls, you're in a good place because it's affecting people. And obviously the goal should be affect them positively, but if you get an emotion, creativity is about emotion. So if you do see negative response or whatever, hey, you know what? Listen. Can you grow from it? If not, if they're just plain haters, it means that you're shining your light that they are too afraid to shine. So remember that. A lot of people who make fun of, I see it all the time, a musician is just starting out. I remember a talent show. Oh, here's a great example. Okay, at talent shows, remember the school talent shows? Anybody who tried, the kids in the bleachers would be making fun of them. It's just terrible. It's you didn't have the guts to get up there. You wish that was you up on stage. So just remember, the hater is a person envious that they don't have the balls to do what you do. So if someone is making money, just perfect. You're in the right place, because you're doing stuff that they don't have the confidence to do. They don't have the desire to be something larger. Also, like, just remember, a person who is content with themselves doesn't give their attention that low to like hating on someone trying. So yeah. Anyway, which leads me to the number one thing that I wish I knew prior to going into pursuing a creative career is that your family and some friends may never understand why you want to do what you want to do, and stand by your gut. Stand by your gut. You will have forces telling you, why don't you just become a secretary? Why don't you just get a job with benefits? And you know, yeah, like for me, a job with benefits, it helps secure the security, my values in life of security, which actually helps me be more creative, because if I'm insecure about money, I'm like freaking out and I can't even focus about creating. My point is, your family and friends may never understand why you want to do what you want to do, or like your need. And that's okay. They don't need to. And just understand that. Validate yourself, because you will be looked at like a weird person sometimes, like, you know, and they may never understand, but you understand, and you're not alone. Yeah, you're not alone. So yeah, you're in the right place. You're in this video. You're on my channel. Click subscribe and follow to connect or to support artists. And yeah, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this video. Comment below, what is something that you wish you knew prior to deciding to pursue a creative gig, creative job, creative career? Yeah. All right. Bye. Thanks for watching.